What is the difference between content, mode, and style? At first glance, these terms could almost be interchangeable, but they actually have very distinct meanings. And to get through this unit, you're going to need to understand the difference. Let's say I make a documentary about procrastination. The content of this documentary includes the subject, i.e. procrastination, the narrative, i.e. what happens, and the message, i.e. what the documentary is trying to say. Now, when I'm planning my documentary on procrastination, there's no one way to go about making it. There's millions of different techniques to choose from, and different combinations all have different effects. To make it easier to talk about this, we call the different combinations modes. I might choose to interview an expert on procrastination and get someone to do a voiceover explaining the history of procrastination and why it's so bad.
In modern times, a common form of procrastination is watching recaps of The Bachelor.
These techniques work together well to create something that feels informative and states a clear message. This would indicate the expository mode. But let's say I choose to approach the subject of procrastination by filming myself while I make the video you're watching right now. Okay, recording. Okay, documentary. Teaching students about documentary. Let's have one. Giving the audience insight into how the film was made and highlighting the setup nature of documentary like this indicates the reflexive mode. Or perhaps I could decide to approach the documentary by following another person while they procrastinate. I was on my way to meet Matt, a musician and self-confessed procrastinator.
I was just playing some video games.
Using the filmmaker as a character to lead us into the world of procrastination would indicate a participatory mode. As you can see, mode is just a fancy word for describing sets of techniques and their effects. Now let's look at the style of a documentary. While I am making my expository film about procrastination, maybe instead of interviewing the procrastination expert in a room full of books, I choose to interview them while they play a video game to add a bit of humor. That's all down to my style as an individual filmmaker. Now you know that content is what the documentary is about, mode is the set of techniques it uses, and style is what the individual filmmaker brings to it. So why do you need to know about all this anyway? These terms are going to help you look at documentary in a whole new light. If you think about these three concepts while watching documentary, you'll be able to easily identify all the elements the filmmaker used and why. And if you can do this, then you'll be able to use these documentary elements to your advantage in the future.